I'm still waiting for the black community to call out Kendrick Lamar and refer to him as jealous for going at Drake for being light-skinned or biracial. No, because really, I just find it weird that the same person who was defending Iggy Azalea, a white Australian woman, for basically infiltrating hip-hop and appropriating blackness and black culture, and who even went as far as write music for her, is out here releasing all sorts of diss tracks, urging or basically trying to get black people to rally around him and making sure that this light-skinned or, well, biracial, technically, person, man, right, not take black men's place, right, in black culture. However, when it comes to black women, our image and our identity is always up for negotiation. No, like, I mean, for real, I find it funny that he, along with the other rapper, I forget his name, he's bald and, like, big, I think he lost weight or something, they were literally defending Iggy Azalea's presence in hip-hop, a white Australian woman, and then dubbed Drake, and I'm not even a fan of Drake's, I'm not, I think he's a piece of shit. Just like Kendrick Lamar is also a piece of shit, okay? I didn't fall for their Hotepping, well, especially in Kendrick's case, because Kendrick is actually a black man. But you see, as a black woman, I can say that, right? I am realistic in that sense, right? But within the black community, when it comes to non-black people, non-black women, even if they have a percentage or some kind of percentage of black blood in them, we will gladly allow them to come into black spaces and literally replace black women's image. Not essence, like, because that could never happen, right? But appropriate blackness so disgustingly. So he, along with that other rapper, sorry, I'm not a hip-hop head, will never be, they use the term white boy. They refer to Drake as white boy condescendingly, almost like a derogatory term. Not that it is, but we get what they mean when they do that. Mind you, he's not even white, he's actually half white, right? And when he says in his in one of the diss tracks, sorry, I'm not a hip-hop head, when he says, I'd rather, something about not letting a Canadian nigga wear Tupac's ring, right, and have him turn in his grave, something along those lines, okay? I feel like he used the term Canadian nigga as a, how do I put this, like, to basically sugarcoat or indirectly call him out for being outside of the black community per se, but trying to hide that as being a case of nationality as opposed to really just his identity entirely. And a large part of it, or the core part of Kendrick's issue, is this man not being a black man, because Drake is not a black man. Just like Tyrese's ex-wife, who he referred to as an African queen, who was biracial. But basically, I'm using this to make you guys see that when black people, when black women in particular, are vocal about mixed race people not being black, it has little to do with jealousy and what have you, but more so to do with just being realistic, okay? Because when it comes to black men's image and DNA, oh, they will gatekeep the crap out of that shit. And I honestly feel like they project, black men project the envy and jealousy that they have towards non-black men, right, specifically white men, and their sons, or even their own mixed race sons by non-black women. They project that resentment and jealousy that they have towards those men, because they essentially want to be those men. They project that onto black women. So yeah, that was just my take on it. So yeah, I'm just waiting for black people to call him, sure, he is a better rapper, no doubt. He is more talented than Drake, no doubt. A large part of Drake's success is the fact of being racially ambiguous, right? People from different racial groups, nationalities, cultures can actually kind of see themselves or resonate with him more so than they would with a Kendrick Lamar, because he is absolutely more legitimate than Drake in speaking about the black experience, especially as a black man. However, why is the same grace barely ever extended to black women, right? And also, it goes back to the whole thing about mixed raceness and, for example, the artist Tyla, and I'm going to make a separate video on that, but basically how black men will swear, right, from the moon and back, well, to the moon and back, sorry, that when you've got a percentage or whatever, whichever amount of percentage of black blood in you, that makes you black. But they don't necessarily mean that in the case of biracial men, right? Which is why you have them out here complaining about the NBA being the Beige Association or whatever, the Beige Alliance, when those half-black men are literally their sons, their creation. And I am not against interracial anything. I'm in an interracial relationship myself. So, yeah, but do you see the double standards and how they themselves are not even consistent with their own delusions? Rick Ross. Rick Ross. That's that clown's name. Rick Ross. He dubbed Drake a white boy when he was out here with his whole chest and gut hanging out, defending Iggy Azalea. And also, I'm not, no shade to Iggy Azalea. I mean, she has been annoying in the past, right? I do listen to some of her stuff here and then. Well, no, I'm lying. The only thing I ever really listened to of hers was Fancy. But the point is, right, he, along with Kendrick Lafarce, were defending a white Australian woman's presence in hip-hop, American black culture, and they're out here referring to Drake as a white boy to basically shun him out of this very culture. Despite the fact that the reason why Drake exists is because his father literally has the same taste in women as both Rick Ross and Kendrick Lamar's ass, whose baby mama, not even wife, but baby mama, is the same race as Drake's, okay? Just like Drake's son, Kendrick Lamar's son is also blonde. Go figure. Like, just the hypocrisy, I mean. Like, pick a struggle. Seriously. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents.